This is Smithy.tv.
All right. For those of you just joining us, we are actually broadcasting live even now. So if you go to Smithy.tv, well, not now because you'll be watching this recorded, but for future episodes, you can go to Smithy.tv and watch us live. It'd be just like hanging out with me and Sue, which could be a good thing.
Lindsay? You can bring your own beer. You can have whatever you want.
Yep.
You can be in your underwear.
I am in my underwear.
We won't.
Me too.
Me too, technically. Just other layers as well.
But we are back in the studio, which is awesome. And we're chatting this week with Natalie Krill, who we got to meet on the listener set.
Yes, we did.
And she just seemed like such a fun person. We wanted to bring her into the studio and have like a little more of a protracted chat.
Protracted, very good word.
Thank you very much. I have that toilet paper with a dictionary in it.
Very
Do you?
Useful.
I don't really. I'm sure they make that. As a matter of fact, I know
but
they
I
make them.
actually want that.
I know.
That sounds amazing.
I'm learning. This is great.
Multitasking.
My cats would be so smart.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Jack would be. He would like speed read.
Be a lot to take in at once.
Yeah. He'd be like, "Look, Mom, I laid it out for you."
That's my cat.
Yeah.
But Natalie, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And apparently you've done some prep, so you kind of know what to expect.
I have an idea.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll keep it nice and easy.
It's no
I've already,
platypus.
There's no promise.
This time. No platypus. This
Oh,
time.
no platypus. No.
No
No
platypus.
platypuses.
But we do like to start with, as always, everybody at home, all-time favorite movie.
All-time favorite movie.
I like the hand gesture with the
All-time
response.
favorite. That's tough to really whittle it down to one.
You could make a few or a
I
list.
think, you know what? I'm just going to go with my gut instinct, what's popping up. Amelie.
Nice. Good choice. I
Yeah.
get to watch that again real soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of it, as well as the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's
So
amazing.
good. Yeah,
Mhm.
so yeah, Amelie.
Good choice.
Yeah,
Right?
she's great. The story's great.
Visually looks great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
And
great.
it's enchanting. It's
Yeah,
an
there's
enchanting
like
story.
color and whimsy to it, and then
Mhm.
and yet still, I don't know, like kind of doable. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, it's not too like cheese.
yeah.
It's really accessible. I think a lot of people like that movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
I like Lindsay Lewis. I think his favorite was Iron Eagle.
Iron Eagle.
Mary
Mary
Poppins.
Poppins.
Have you even heard of Iron
Classic.
Eagle? No.
Iron Eagle. I want to say that's like a Channing Tatum.
No. I don't even think Channing Tatum was
Gossip
born.
Jr., right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And who was the kid? Jason
Gedrick, I think. Yeah. Who did a couple of CSI
Heavenly
or something
Kid?
afterwards. I don't know. But anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, back on track.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Saskatchewan, like one of the flat places.
That is correct. You know your geography.
I do. It's flat there. I do know that part.
Yeah, it is really flat, actually. You know, when people find out I'm from Saskatchewan, they like to be like, "Oh, that's the place where you watch your dog run away for a week." You know, it's a good old classic.
Come back!
Come back, Rocky.
I've got your squeaky toy.
And then you can't tell if he's turned around or not.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure anymore which direction he's going.
I just
but-
see dust kicking up.
and tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like I've been there.
Yeah.
You've clearly got a great idea.
Yeah.
I totally see it in my head now.
Yeah. Beautiful. It is very flat, but I actually grew up in northern Saskatchewan, so it's a little more hilly, forested. I grew up on a lake there, so it's
Huh.
pretty beautiful actually.
That's cool.
And yet you came to Toronto.
I
I'm just
did.
saying.
I know.
There's a lake here too.
There's a lake. I know. When I first moved here, that's why I lived in the beaches at first.
Oh,
and
nice.
Yeah, which is so great.
Yeah.
But I was like, I grew up on a lake, so I want to live by the lake when I'm in Toronto.
Totally.
And then I'm here and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the beach, and someone's like, great, but don't swim.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Don't go in the water.
what do you mean? Like, why is there a lake if we can't swim? I'm so upset. But
Why did we put that there?
why is it there if we can't swim?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's reassuring.
yeah, but I still have some.
That was disappointing to me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I know. It is.
I mean, I live like 5 minutes from the lakeshore, and if I felt like I could trust the water, I'd be in there.
Yeah, I know sometimes they're like they say it's okay to swim, but it's very disturbing to me that 1 minute the flag
Right?
is green and then all of a sudden it's red.
Yeah.
It's a little-
Get out of the water!
What exactly happened
Yeah.
within that minute? And what if you didn't catch it
That's-
and I was
Exactly.
in the water?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just don't do
Somebody
it.
peed in the pool and ruined it for all of us.
Exactly.
Bastards.
About
Okay.
1 million people peed in the pool. Over and over.
Lake Ontario, ladies and gentlemen.
Lake Ontario.
Now, when you were 6,
Yes,
you went and signed yourself up for dance class.
I did. Yeah. I mean, I wasn't just like, oh, call it up, speed
Here's
dial.
mom's credit card. Yeah.
I drove in.
Yeah, I drove, but you know,
Well, it's Saskatchewan. You just
yeah, you just coast.
yeah.
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 No.
Ooh, maybe not.
No. No, I always used to dance around the living room, like when I was a little girl, and my mom was like, "Oh, you know," when it became a thing, she recognized that it was something I was doing all the time. She asked me if I wanted to take dance lessons, and I said yeah, and she was like, "Okay, well, here's the phone," and she wrote down the number
Cool.
for me.
Wow.
And so she sat beside me while I called.
Sure.
But I called myself. Yeah, I called myself and spoke.
Little
about all
girl,
the
could you put a
information.
parent on the line, please?
Yeah, that's what she said. My dance teacher, my old dance teacher that I grew up with, still jokes about it. And she was like,
That's
"Do
awesome.
you want me to speak to your mom?" And I was like, "No."
I got this.
I got it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so then my mom took me to registration and wrote the check.
The important parts. No, is it tap? Is it jazz? Is it what do you do?
I mean, I do a little bit of everything. I started out in ballet and jazz, which quickly grew. I did that for a couple years, and then I added on tap. And then as I got older, it evolved into modern and contemporary. And
You had some energy to burn, didn't you?
It was a very,
Wow.
very thoughtful child. Let's make her sweat.
That'll tuck her out really good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Go run around for a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
Go chase after the dog.
Well, I wasn't that daft. I wasn't just like squirrel.
For a week.
For a week. Gone. Entertained.
Yeah, but they can see you the whole time. so.
Exactly.
She's
They just
fine.
Put me in
Yeah.
a pen.
I saw you go up that tree.
Just wait there.
That's awesome. So with
Yeah.
all that training, and then
Yeah.
you were in Moscow.
Yeah.
How cool is that? Because
Oh,
I have not
man.
been,
No, me either.
and
It is so cool. It's
cold by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to Canada. So in the summer they get hot
Mhm.
weather as well, but we were there from September and I came back in February.
Ugh.
So we got
The cold is
winter.
The
difficult.
brunt, yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal. It was pretty cold. But I loved how old was I? I was 19 when I went. Just totally wide-eyed and, naive, would trust anyone.
I've heard this story. This turns into hostel.
Still like that.
Does not know.
Are you an American? No.
I'm here to tell the stories. This is a good thing.
This turns into hostile.
Or Taken. And then
Yes.
Liam Neeson's there.
So now I'm
And
okay.
he's my dad, so
It's fine.
everything's great. It was amazing. I was doing
Wow.
42nd
Mhm.
Street there, which is like an iconic American
Yeah.
musical in Moscow, and it was kind of we were paving a way at that time. It was the first show that
Wow.
came in that was American in a long time, so it was,
That's
and
cool.
2/3 of our company was American. So, yeah, there was so much drama involved. Like, that whole experience should be a movie because 9/11 had happened the year before.
Okay.
And we, 2/3 of the cast were American. A lot of them were in New York when 9/11 happened. So, after a period of time, the show opened and we started getting bomb threats.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
We started getting bomb threats. And then one night we were leaving. Like, I'm going to tell you stuff and you're going to be like, that's not true. Because
I do that every day.
But we're live. It has to be true.
So this one day after the show, we exit, and we had a bus that took the entire cast back to the hotel that we were staying in. And I get a phone call from this guy that my friend and I in the show had made friends with.
Okay.
He was an Icelandic prince. See, I know.
As
Of
you
course he
do.
was.
As you do.
Like, that is not true. Yeah, so anyways, he
It's already
called.
started.
And he calls and he's, are you okay? Like, we just heard on the news that a theater in Moscow was held hostage. And we had just exited the building, so we actually we were like, is our audience held hostage? Because
Just by the performances, everybody.
Yeah. They were frozen from our talent. Probably not. No, they left right away. Get me the hell out of here. But no, that night Boris Yeltsin was at our show, so we were instantly thinking maybe it was our theater because of that. But it was actually a Russian show, Nordost, which was like the first all-Russian book and music.
Oh, cool.
First Russian musical. And they had been held hostage by Chechen rebels.
Wow.
Yeah, which ended up lasting a week. They were held hostage for a week. And it didn't end well.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was, just kind of part and parcel for my experience in Moscow. Like, bomb threats, and it was intense. It was an intense 7 months.
Damn.
And I was 19. What?
And yet beauty and like history.
The architecture and the people. The people, their country has been through so much.
Yeah.
So they're a little bit hard to get through to. They've got a little bit of a guard up for good reason.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But once you make friends with them, they just do anything for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we made some really great friends there that
That's
I
so
still
cool.
keep in touch with. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What about the Icelandic prince?
I don't keep in touch with him, unfortunately.
What's the matter with you?
Why are you not doing that? Yeah.
You had some kind of a cool fairy tale in there.
I know, right? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's very cool, though.
That was part of the experience in Moscow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Just makes me want to go all the more. I would go to Moscow, sure. When I was, it wasn't me, but it was like the owner of the business I was working for. He was one of the guys who went over and opened the first McDonald's there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
McDonald's was amazing there. Because here you go and you get your burger and it's like sloppy Joe, it's just like no preparation, no
It's
love.
like a thin
You
frozen
don't feel the
patty.
love.
Did I tell you who our sponsor was tonight?
I love the Big Macs.
Oh man, I wish they sponsored us.
Yeah,
I would eat chicken nuggets every day.
Yeah.
Well,
Was
it's not
it
really
was
chicken.
like a completely different menu, or?
No, it was a very similar
Okay.
menu, but there was just like, it seemed so well prepared.
Yeah.
Like, everything that you got looked like the pictures.
Wow.
It was really, it might have changed by now, but
Still.
McDonald's was the go-to.
Yeah, when it's newer, everybody's keen
Yeah.
to make it the best it can be.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was good. It was good McDonald's.
That's right. That's what we're talking about tonight, folks. McDonald's.
Burgers and bomb
Yep.
threats.
Burgers and bomb threats.
That's the name of the movie that'll be.
Burgers, bomb threats, and the Bolshoi. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
You trademarked by me. Thank you very much. But you also you came back and did Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
And we were trying to figure out today. We're trying to remember who Penny was.
In
Is she
the
the
show?
pregnant? Yeah, is she the
Yeah,
one who
who
gets
was
pregnant?
like-
She's the one who gets pregnant.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Yeah, so I actually played Lisa, baby sister, and then I understudied her.
Ah.
Yeah, but I did get to go on a good
Did
few
you have
years.
fun doing the coconut thing or whatever it was? Now I can't remember. The
There's
talent show
coconuts
thing.
in the song, so I get where you're coming from. The hula
I just
song.
remember there was
Oh,
fruit.
that's
in-
right.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've seen that.
I honestly had so much fun playing that character. It was just like so enthusiastic and so dumb.
Yeah.
You know, which is a great place to play in. It was just pure freedom.
Yeah, exactly. There's no pressure.
No pressure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, at what point did you make the jump from stage to the screen?
It was gradually happening like during that time,
Mhm.
like coming back from Moscow and taking classes and auditioning and slowly but surely like going out for commercials and then starting to go out for more roles,
Mhm.
like meteor roles. So yeah, it was around that time. I think just as I was doing Dirty Dancing, just the summer before we started rehearsals, I filmed MVP, The Secret Lives of Hockey Wives.
Which also had our previous guest on it, Matthew Bennett.
Matthew Bennett, yeah. He was my enemy on the show.
But you're okay
Sometimes
now.
it's hard to let that go. Just kidding. No, love the guy.
Now he's gonna call in a bomb threat to our show.
Great.
And it's gonna
He'll
all
call
bring
in,
it
he's gonna
back.
be like, what are you doing? He's watching live right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
He's gonna like live tweet us.
Yeah. Some good Big Mac. I can't believe she's still holding that against me.
No, he's a great guy. Yeah, so that was like the third film thing I booked.
Wow.
MVP. And she was a dancer. Played Molly McBride. She was a dancer and also a bit of a
Dancer.
manizer. I'm trying to think what the term would be for like womanizer.
That's
but
the way it is.
Manizer. She was a bit of a manizer. Yeah, so it was around then.
That's so awesome. Yeah, because I was looking at it and I'm like, Hollywoodland, I totally remember that. Now I need to go back and rewatch that just to
Yeah.
find you now.
Yeah, it's a great little scene because Robin Tunney, I go over and ask if I can take her picture. Like, I'm like, can I take your picture? I'm like a little 50s, like cigarette girl kind of thing. And I take their picture, and then I turn to go ask someone else, and she's having a conversation looking at like, Ben Affleck's character. And she ashes in my like feathery bum. So then I had a special effect. My butt
Nice.
started smoking. It's cool.
Not a lot of people can say that.
That's
No.
right. And that's how I knew I'd made the big time.
Yeah, that's when I knew I
Yeah.
wanted to be an actor.
My smoking butt.
Yeah, but so you won't be able to miss me
No.
when you
Just
watch
be
it
like,
now.
there it is.
Yeah, there's a
Follow.
Because I'm not even sure if you really see my face.
Oh.
So
Now we won't need
You
to.
don't need to. Just smoking butt, Natalie.
Was that your credit?
Smoking
butt.
butt. Smoking butt.
It will be.
No, I think it was Camera Girl or something.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then of course you're all over like Canadian television down here. You did Warehouse 13. You've done some
Yeah.
Ricky Blue.
Yeah.
You're on Remedy this season.
Remedy. Yeah.
Which makes some
Saving
people
Hope.
very happy. Saving Hope makes Sue very happy.
Yeah, I had a cute little scene on Saving Hope.
Shows.
Yeah. Good.
I was gonna say that was like a tense episode too, but they're kind of all tense after a certain point.
Yeah, that's what they're going for.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just want to keep you on the edge of your seat.
I don't know how much.
There's like
tension
all
I
this
can have.
emotional stuff, and then they'll do something gross in the operating room. It's like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah. Man, can't have McDonald's now.
Yeah. No more
That's
chicken
my
nuggets.
appetite. No more apple pie. Will not. Yeah.
Anyway,
I draw the line at Sundays. There will always be room for Sundays.
You
Gotta
got
have a
the-
cheat day.
You got to blow stuff up on Flashpoint. You did an episode of Flashpoint.
Did an episode of Flashpoint.
Yeah,
too.
you're like everywhere. So you've really made the most of your time in Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I have no complaints. It's nice to do Canadian stuff.
Right?
Support the economy.
Especially when it's
and the
good.
industry. Yeah.
I think we mentioned that in like almost every episode,
Yeah.
but it's so true that Canadian television is just getting better and better.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, do you have a Canadian TV show that you have to see every week? The answer is Orphan Black.
Orphan Black is amazing. Yeah.
She's like, do not even joke.
Orphan Black.
It's amazing.
Like, come on. So good. I've been trying to like expand and watch stuff that I wouldn't normally watch. I'm a
Okay.
big fan of Mr. D.
Oh, sweet.
I've seen the first couple. I've got it like on my Netflix, and every time I have a couple
I
minutes,
just really like his sense of humor, so I'm enjoying that.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think what else. Remedy, I watched Remedy. Enjoyed that as well.
Enrico, I'm just saying, you got to come on the show, dude. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, he's great.
And we're talking about Veronica Mars. Let's not talk about Remedy. We'll talk about Veronica Mars
Yeah.
and Flashpoint.
And Flashpoint.
Maybe a little bit of Remedy.
And Remedy.
Just shoot me. Like you could go back.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stargate.
He did an awesome appearance on Hot in Cleveland, too.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
It was amazing.
I do.
Person of Interest, he's awesome in that, too.
Oh,
We should just
right.
have, like, a talk about how great Enrico show is.
Then he'd
Just do
have to
that.
come on.
Yeah. You guys can get t-shirts made.
Yeah.
I bet if you made t-shirts, he'd come on.
It's amazing.
Walk around doing his
Imagine
Galaxy
that.
Quest impersonation.
I'll make, like, one of those placard things or whatever. You can wear. There you go. Come on our show. And I'll wear it on the show until he
And
comes
just keep
on.
walking back
Until
and
he
forth with the
comes.
camera.
They're like, please put us out of our misery. Sue's lost her mind.
Now, of course, you are a principal on The Listener this season.
Yeah.
Boom! You've got, like, we even saw it. You've got your own little work area and stuff, which is pretty sweet looking.
Saw some test tubes.
Yeah.
You
I
will
took a
find test
picture of 'em.
tubes, you will find microscopes.
Right? It looks really high tech.
I know. It's pretty awesome.
I would be happy to play in there like
It's
every day.
really
Yeah.
slick. Yeah. Yeah, and I've got a lab coat, so it's very official.
So you must be
It's true.
smart.
What's that?
Have to be smart with a lab coat on.
That's how you know. If someone has a lab coat, they're
Can I see your
incredibly
credentials?
intelligent.
It's
right.
right here.
Excuse me.
Lab
See
coat.
the jacket I'm wearing? It's not Burberry. It's a lab coat. Yeah.
Amazing.
And well, Alex, I think she's got to be like what the youngest person on the team.
I would say so.
Yeah.
I'm going with that. Yeah.
Because I mean, Toby's been around for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that he's old, but he's been around for a while. But
Seasoned.
Yeah.
I would say seasoned.
But yeah, you gotta be like the baby on the set.
And the rookie. Yeah.
Do you get any grief for that?
Just out of school.
Just fresh out
And
of
I'm a
school.
forensic genius.
Yeah. That's how I roll. It was. I mean, the challenge of like coming onto The Listener for me was just not wanting to miss a beat.
Right.
Mhm.
You know, because they're going into their 5th season. They know each other so well,
Yeah.
and they move quickly on the
Yeah.
show.
Mhm.
They do a lot of pages in a day. So I just wanted to be able to just like seamlessly merge in with them, just like that.
Just
I
like
have
that.
been here the whole time.
That's right.
What do you mean I'm a rookie? No.
It's a whole different show.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was like my main challenge. I didn't really have any, so I did feel a bit like the young kid,
Sure.
the
The new kid in
newbie.
class. Yeah.
Absolutely. But they're so lovely.
Nice.
Yeah, they're so lovely.
And you get rainbow.
Oh, I get to flirt with Rainbow.
How hard can that be?
It's not hard.
Sue was doing it.
Yeah, I know, and I'm gay. I was
Exactly.
flirting with everybody.
You were.
Lauren. You're my girl. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren's great.
She's just
With everybody.
Now, what can we look forward to seeing from Alex this season? Does she get to do all kinds of cool stuff? I mean, we know she gets out in the field and gets to
Yep.
do some stuff out there.
Yeah, she's out in the field a little bit.
I haven't even seen last night's episode yet. How lame am I?
You're pretty.
I had to choose between that and 24, and I can't get up in the morning without having seen 24, or else everybody will talk about
I
it.
get
and
that.
wreck
I get
Everybody
that.
will be going around. Damn it!
it.
Open a socket.
I was so happy when they finally opened one.
I've been waiting a week.
Somebody open a damn socket for something.
That's okay. You can watch it online.
Yeah. Well, I
You should watch it
PVR'd
when
it.
it's
I
on.
was
Yeah.
recording it at the
guarantee
same
it.
time,
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
I guarantee you'll watch it when you get home.
I will.
probably. Yeah.
I brought up because I whatever I was watching before went right just past 10 minutes after 9. So then I brought up my list of what was already recording, and I'm like, oh shit, we were both on at the same time. I'm like, ugh. I have to watch 24 when
Choices.
it's on, or I'm
Tough
gonna ruin
choices.
it. Yeah. Listener, I'll wave it, savor it.
Exactly. You can savor it in your PJs.
Yeah. Beer.
Beer. Best way.
So yeah, you get to go out in the field.
Get to go out in the field, yeah. She really gets to prove herself as the season goes on.
That's cool.
You know, because I think coming in, it's like this secret team that all of a sudden she's a part of, and she doesn't get full disclosure all the time. So she really wants to, you know,
Earn it.
earn
Earn
it.
the
Yeah,
trust.
she wants to earn it and be like a secure member
Yeah.
of the team, and she wants them to know that they can trust her. So I think as the season goes on, you really see that. You see her eagerness, and
Cool.
you see, her, just trying to go over and above.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, Rainbow has said that Dev probably figures out more of the cases than Toby does because he does all the actual work.
Right.
Is Alex going to be the same way, that she'll have everything figured out before everybody else does?
Pretty much.
Yeah. You could be running that place.
Every episode will end with, you're welcome.
yeah, that's kind of her thing, is I think she gets off on people asking her to do something. She's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I already did it.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
It's right here.
In triplicate.
In 3 languages. So, you're welcome.
Hope
It's also in Braille. No big deal.
I'm going to go sort your DVDs now.
That's Alex.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, we did notice when we were there that it comes across as a really easygoing set. I mean, not that you guys aren't working your asses off, because you guys work your asses off with the shooting schedule, but it seems like play's the wrong word, but it seems like very relaxed, that you guys can unwind when you need to, and
Yeah.
goof off with one another. And
Absolutely.
something tells me Lemke stirs the pot more than he should.
He's a troublemaker.
I knew it.
He's funny.
That's why we love him.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I mean, Rainbow's a big pot stirrer as well. He likes to stir the pot.
He's like, what?
What are you talking about? I mean, I hear Ennis is fun on set, but we unfortunately didn't have any scenes together. But even at table reads, it was fun to just be with everybody.
No, actually, you know
Him
what?
and Rainbow together, just
Kind of walk us through that, because we know you shoot basically an episode a week.
yeah.
So how would that break down? I mean, at what point in the week do you start with, okay, we're doing a table read today and then we're going to the set? I mean, how does that work?
It's usually somewhere around the second last day
Okay.
of one episode that they'll do a table read at lunch.
Okay.
So they'll do it on the lunch hour. And if you're shooting, then you just do it on your lunch, and if not, then you come in that day.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the first table read that we did before we started the first block of episodes was a week before. But it's, I think when they're in the season, they're waiting till they have the guest stars
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
as well,
That makes sense.
till they have them cast, and then so they can all be present.
Because I was kind of wondering, you can't obviously take a day just for the table read, because
Yeah.
you guys
No.
are shooting all the time. So I'm just how does that work?
It usually fits pretty nicely into an hour, a table read.
And it lunch, you're already at a table, so.
Exactly.
Stuff in your face.
Kill
Yeah.
two
I
birds
love
with
really
one
good
stone.
craft services.
Yeah,
I was just
delicious free
saying.
food.
Oh, the food that day was ridiculous. It was,
that was-
so good.
Oh, right, that was the Turkish.
The-
Yeah, that
yeah,
was from Anatoly.
Yeah.
There you go. There's a plug for you guys.
Yeah, it
I want more
was so
food.
yummy.
It was so good.
Yeah.
The donairs were all.
I know.
And I love the.
I was like trying to get bits of everything, and then I just had to go back and get
More.
bits of everything more.
I love the little rolls with the. I think it's a grape leaf.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't remember what they're
No,
called.
but they
Me
were
neither.
good.
Oh,
I can't remember what any of it is called.
Don't remember any of it is called hummus.
I just
remember
started
hummus.
putting like meat on top of everything else. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I haven't got any of this kind yet.
Yeah, it was
Like
a
a little mound.
smorgasbord.
It was
Yeah.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
one of the bonuses. But now I want to go back because I just saw that some of the awards you got here.
Oh, we're going way back.
Yeah, let's go way
for
back.
Those are way back.
Because it was his fault that this one's coming up. There was a mention of Mary Poppins
Mary Poppins.
and My Fair Lady and Hello Dolly.
It's a great You're so cute. It's like so genuine. He's like,
It's
it's
like
a really
the
good
Christmas
the first
movie.
mix of animation and live action.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you see Saving Mr. Banks?
I haven't seen that yet.
It's good.
There was a big argument about it. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was good too. A big argument about how she
Yeah.
didn't want animated penguins or whatever.
Oh, really?
She didn't want it to be all cutesy and stuff.
I hear that, yeah.
How are you gonna have dancing penguins? Are you gonna teach them to dance? Oh, they're gonna be animated. No. I like that movie.
Ah, that's funny. Dancing penguins.
So who were you in Mary Poppins? You got to be one of the kids at that point. You had to be one of the kids.
Yes.
Okay, good.
And it was a musical theater performance that we did through our dance school.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had a singing teacher that would come in and work with us, and then we would do these like 10-minute musical performances. So it was more like a medley
Right on.
of Mary Poppins.
Of
What's
those,
wrong
of
with that?
Mary
Yeah.
Poppins, My Fair Lady, Hello
That's
Dolly,
cool.
Ragtime. That's cool.
Yeah,
That is cool.
yeah. So
There's a lot of fun music in those.
I do like
Yeah.
My Fair Lady.
My
It's a
Fair
great
Lady.
musical.
I know. That's Henry Higgins.
Henry Higgins and Eliza Doolittle.
And Eliza Doolittle. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
I just made my Facebook status from that the other day, where I was like, you never really hear about the plains in Spain except for when people are talking about where the rain mainly stays.
That's right. It's the only time I've heard about them.
Nobody ever mentions them otherwise.
Exactly.
Wow.
Not like Saskatchewan. They mention those plains all the time.
They're in lots of songs. Got Tragically Hip are singing about them.
That's enough.
It's a big list. It's a big list.
I'm sure Gordon Lightfoot must have said something.
Gordon Lightfoot singing about them.
Neil Young, I bet.
Neil Young.
And
Amazing.
Murray.
Anne Marie.
And Murray must have.
Rita McNeil, maybe.
Burton
She was
Cummings?
more East Coast
She was
probably,
more
but
East
still.
Coast, but she loved Canada.
She loved it.
She loved the whole country. I'm sure she walked barefoot through the plains.
As
She
you
loved
would,
to
I
perform
guess.
barefoot.
Singing.
With a little guitar.
My
Talking
mom
about
loved
Danny.
Rita
I don't know how we get on these tangents, but they're fun.
No.
McNeil. I'm a tangenter.
Tangenter and a
Do you still
manizer.
No, I'm willing to bet you still keep up with your dance.
I do.
Yeah. Now, do you
I
still
do.
keep up with your vocal and your singing as well?
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. What is your favorite song to sing in the shower?
Um,
Didn't realize that was gonna be that tough.
I love singing Disney princess songs.
Aw, you're a big Frozen girl, aren't you?
Oh my god.
Just let it go. Just let it go.
Let it go. But, like, it's actually a really good song.
It's disgustingly good.
You know what the message and the movie too. Funny story about Anthony
And it gets stuck
Lemke
in-
Uh-oh.
and Frozen that he told me. He told a group of us, and I don't know if I should repeat it.
I think you
and it
totally
involves
should.
Him crying.
Oh, let's hear this. Let's hear this.
Oh my gosh. Okay. He went to Frozen with his kids, and at the end he was like sniffling, and this little girl beside him was like, "Are you crying?" And he was like, "Are you watching the same movie?"
Do you have a soul?
What are you, lifeless?
I could actually see
Get
him
this
saying
kid
that.
out of here.
He's probably gonna kill me for telling
I'm
that
sure-
story, but
Sorry, I'm sure.
Tim's
I'll
photographing
Yeah.
it now.
I'm sure I'll get a nasty email.
yeah.
I'm never coming back on your show again.
Yeah, how dare you? No, I think he's a pretty open man. I
Oh,
think
totally.
he's comfortable with crying. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I can totally see you doing the princess songs. I can see like just belting them out.
I totally go for it. I was just visiting my sister and my two nieces in Edmonton a week ago, and one of them's 3 and obsessed with Disney princesses. So it started off with me just kind of humming them, but it turned into
Like a full concert.
like Auntie, sing me that song. So
Put on this dress.
Yeah,
Sing me that
this
song.
So
Aw.
it's really cute. Yeah, the other day my sister called and she was like, Brooke wants to hear one of the princess songs.
Aww.
Bless.
Yeah, it was cute.
It was 2 a.m. in the morning, but it was cute.
But it was cute. I hadn't warmed up, but it was fine.
I just eaten McDonald's.
You're gonna drive that horse right
Just
into the
had a
ground.
McFlurry.
I just had a big flurry. It's like getting pasty in the back of my throat. A little
Ice
phlegmy.
cream's not good for the vocal cords.
Nope,
No.
sure isn't.
That I knew.
No.
Yeah, I don't. No, that's not true. I was gonna say I didn't belt out anything in the shower, but I do a lot of like Dino and Frank.
Oh.
I was
way
like,
back.
what?
Oh, yeah.
Those are good songs.
Beyond the Sea by Bobby Darin. I will belt that out in the shower every morning
Nice one.
because those are I can
Like
hit all
that.
those notes. Whereas a lot of the stuff now,
Yeah.
I
It's a
can't.
little-
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Whereas
a
that
little
you've got like a
stretchy.
and you've got a band behind you
Mhm.
of actual instruments.
Yeah.
In the
Yeah.
shower?
Shut up! It's
I
a
don't
big
actually sit in the
apartment.
shower, really.
He's prepared.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's just I don't like the echo.
That's the best part. I think I sound great in the shower.
But I sing to the
Yeah.
cats all the time.
That's
They
nice.
think I sound great.
That they do.
Yeah, exactly. It's while I'm feeding them.
They start meowing along with you.
Yeah.
You guys are harmonizing.
I should teach them that. Harmonizing. Meow, 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 meow.
Or like that dog video. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm tangenting again. The husky dog video.
I don't know.
You haven't seen
No.
it? Oh my goodness.
Is it the one with he like starts howling because when the baby's like no wait
No.
that's a different one.
This one, the owner's recording him, and the owner's like, say I love you, and the dog's like, and it goes
awesome.
on. Like it goes on. It's not just I love you. It's many other words.
The
It's
Gettysburg
very
Address.
impressive.
It's
It's
very
like singing the national anthem.
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Delicious. And McDonald's.
As a dog. He's loving it.
Oh my god.
Wow. If we don't get picked up for sponsorship after this, I don't know. They kind of owe us at least a meal.
Or at least a toy.
I like big old toys are so good.
Like at least
I'll
a
wait for
Happy
like the
Meal.
next good movie to come out that has like a movie tie-in toy.
I miss the
Yeah.
glasses though. The glasses were the bomb.
Those were.
The glass.
Well, way back before you were even born. They did like Burger King and McDonald's would do glasses for movies
Oh,
when they came out.
yeah.
Batman Forever.
Oh yeah, I think that was the last one they've done.
As
Yeah.
a kid, I never got one. I was so
Yeah.
sad. I was, yeah.
I still might have those somewhere. But I mean, like I've got like one of the Star Wars ones at home, like the original '77,
That's a good one.
the Great Muppet Caper. I've got.
I always
like,
used to get
the
them
whole
at
set.
gas stations too.
Oh yeah, they need to do that again. I miss.
We like glasses.
Yeah, I don't need plastic toys that I'm gonna lose.
And we break
I
them.
want glass.
So we
break all
need
the
more.
time.
I had a Hamburglar glass.
See,
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
I have a. I don't even know how we got off on this one, but I have a Daffy Duck juice glass, like it's that big, from 1974.
Damn.
Wow. And
So-
that came from McDonald's?
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I was just like, and I still use it.
Every day.
Damn it. Not always for juice.
Never virtues.
No. So now that the listener has wrapped up for the season, what are you doing? Like, what have you got on the go? Are you gonna do some stage? Or are you gonna like write a book?
Yes, I'm writing a book.
Have you slept?
The next War and Peace.
The next one.
No.
It's called Burgers and Bomb Threats.
Stay
There'll be a film coming out.
tuned. No.
What else?
No, I've been sleeping
Mm.
a lot. Took an opportunity to go see my sister and her
That's nice.
kids. Yeah, just like catching up
Yeah,
on that
right.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Auditioning. Yeah, you know.
That's fair. Yeah, because I mean, at this point, it's still too early to even know if listeners coming back next year.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we don't know.
It is.
but there you go.
We think so.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
think so. I mean,
Yeah.
especially after adding like you into it and bringing Lemke back, and the fact that the cast is getting bigger.
Yeah.
I think it's a sure thing.
Yeah.
They'd be silly not to.
I mean, they get good numbers.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you guys broadcast on NBC now too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Ion.
I think.
Yeah.
Or something.
No,
yeah.
no, I don't think NBC, but Ion and CTV. Yeah.
Yeah, because I could have sworn I saw a listener at listener NBC, but maybe that's just somebody's thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe I need to do more research.
There's a version on NBC.
Oh, is it?
Started version.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Oh, there we go.
Lindsay knew stuff, not just singing along to Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I can wait. But,
We're talking to someone you can't see or hear. It's awesome.
But he's cute.
So yeah, you're just kind of just basically doing a little bit of auditioning, but mainly just kind of
Just
chilling
chilling.
like a veteran.
Yeah, the last like while I was finishing the listener, I was working on a film in Montreal. So the last
Oh man.
6 weeks, and they both wrapped like within the same week. So it was a bit intense, but wonderful to be
Mhm.
working that much. But on my days off from the film, I was coming back to Toronto
Wow.
to do my stuff on the show. So it was a little bit busy. So yeah, I've just been kind of like finding my rhythm here in the city again.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And seeing friends and
Yeah.
just chilling.
Doing live shows.
Doing live shows here with
You know,
these
hey,
people.
over there.
and- yeah.
what?
What?
Where?
I should plug my boyfriend's brewery because you guys like beer,
Yes.
right?
Who doesn't like beer?
Right? Who doesn't?
We need sponsors.
Cheers.
Lindsay apparently is lifting his hand that he does not like beer.
I agree.
You know what we say about that?
So there are people.
I'll have his.
I'll take one for the team.
But yeah, he has a brewer. Well, he's a partner in a new craft brewery that opened in Niagara on the Lake.
Cool.
Cool.
They're called Niagara Oast House Brewers,
Mm.
and so I've been helping out a little bit here and there with him. He's
That's
got
cool.
the summer months bring lots of festivals.
Well, especially
Yeah.
they just started the Niagara International Film Festival
Oh, that's
later
right.
this month.
Yeah.
So I bet you get some business from that.
Yeah.
We
and
will always take free samples, though, just so you know.
I'll hook you guys up.
All right.
Just have it front and center.
Yeah, just Oast.
We'll put it right there. Yeah.
Whatever, McDonald's. We got Oast.
But I'll still take a Big Mac.
We'd still take your sponsorship.
Totally.
Same.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm helping out with
Yeah.
just
And Niagara's
serving
gorgeous
samples
anyway.
and- oh yeah, it's beautiful down there.
Yeah.
I do like it.
What an unfortunate time of year to have
Yeah, right?
be starting
To
that
have
too.
to hang out there.
Yeah. The vineyards with just look
Jeez.
awesome. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, disgusting.
Terrible.
I'm very upset now. So you got that. What do you do? What do you read for books?
For books, I haven't read any good fiction in a long time. Kind of waiting to get into like a series maybe or
Yeah.
That's kind of how I do it now too.
something. I love reading about magic and fantasy. I love
Harry
fantasy.
Potter.
I loved Harry Potter. So good. Yeah, I enjoy that kind of stuff because if you want to escape, I like to escape.
Totally.
With
Well,
books.
every time we're in the chapters, we end up kind of moving towards that teen section because
Yeah.
there's so much good stuff there right now.
Yeah.
I'm rereading right now just like books that I have left over from when I was a kid or whatever that I read as a teenager. So I'm
See
like,
Spot Run.
yeah. Anything with pictures.
Picture books are good.
No more than 10 words per page.
Big pictures of dogs and cats.
Polar bears. But
cool.
yeah, it's been kind of
Yeah.
cool because I don't really remember them very well, so it's
Yeah.
not like I'm even revisiting it per se. I'm like, yeah, I don't remember this at all. The one I'm reading right
Yeah,
now, I'm
cool.
like,
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah,
But I was
so-
like, I think Hunger Games was the last one I was obsessed with,
See,
and then I
that's-
was like, I just can't. I keep chasing that feeling, and I can't get it again. So
I think I haven't read those books, so I think that might be what I need
They're
to
good.
devour.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed them.
Yeah. I've heard
at least
they're
give the
good.
first one a roll, and then you can decide from
Decide
there.
if I want to go.
Because as
on.
soon as I was done the first one, I was like, well, I'm just gonna go buy this trilogy
Yeah.
now. 'Cause-
Well, I'm at the point of no return.
yeah, because I borrowed the first one and I gave it back, and
that's
I'm like, I'm just
right.
gonna buy it on the way home.
Yeah, because you started reading
So
book
you
2 and let me
start,
borrow
yeah.
the first one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might be what I get into.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
because I've been, I think I told you guys when we chatted at the listener, but I practice Reiki as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm finishing my level 3, so there's a lot of reading to do
Oh,
for
Lord.
that. So
Yeah.
a lot of like energy, spiritual books, which are great. I love them, but it's nice to kind of cut
Yeah,
in some
it's,
fiction.
it's
with
not
that.
exactly an
Totally.
escape.
It's pretty
Gotta get that Zen
cerebral.
thing, though.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
very cool.
yeah.
Oh, man. I would
It's-
do that.
Yeah.
I keep meaning to get out there and get a little more active. We're supposed to go biking this weekend, me and my sweetie, so that could be fun.
Oh, that's fun.
But I found out that just shortly from where I live, in well, I don't live in Liberty Village, but in Liberty Village, there's like a, I can't remember the name of the place, but it's a indoor rock climbing center.
Oh,
I'm like,
cool.
I am
Yeah.
totally all over that. I would sign up for that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, rock climbing's fun.
It
Love
is
rock
fun.
climbing. I have a great rock climbing story, but I won't tell.
Unless your belayer sucks.
Oh.
That can be dangerous
You're like, hey,
sometimes.
you
Because we were,
Whoa.
what was I was 12. Well, we were living in Bermuda,
Ooh.
and the entire island is made out of coral. So it can kind of annoy your hands or your feet if you're walking around barefoot or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were on the base, a Canadian base. I was Air Force brat,
Yep.
and there's this cliff that just kind of encircles one end of the island where we were. And so I'm like, me and my brother Trevor, like, let's just go climb over there. We're like, okay, let's do that, because we're 12 and we're immortal.
I don't know how boys make it to adulthood most of the time.
It's a wonder that we did, and because we're climbing on, it's not a sheer face because it's coral, so there's all kinds of little places to stick your fingers and toes, but we're climbing easily. It's got to be 25 feet above the ocean, which is fine, except that you can see all the coral outcroppings right under the water. So you're like, but you don't think of this. You're like, if I fall, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
But you just didn't think of it. And we're there climbing along. We're moving horizontally around the end of the island, and he's just slightly ahead. And I've got my hand up here, and I put my hand up, and this handhold breaks. So I'm like, all right, I still got my feet, I got my hands up, I'm good.
No problem.
Both my toe holds just fall away. I'm literally hanging there by one hand, and I'm like, huh. That's the only thing that went through my mind was
My mom's gonna be so mad.
I was so mad.
Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
huh. And then just you slowly just kind of reach out and find another finger. But for that 30 seconds or whatever, you're just like, this could be it,
That's a good
That's
level
cool.
of acceptance.
right?
Like,
All
I
12
was
years
always-
flashed before his eyes.
I was pretty zen even then.
Yeah. That's how.
I mean,
That's an intense story.
all I do. I mean, my mom freaked out when the bus hit me, but it didn't bother me at all. So I just did it for that look right there on your face. That was priceless.
Is that a true story?
True story.
What?
Yeah.
My mom freaked out when the bus hit me,
Yeah.
but psh,
Well,
I was so over it already.
I totally was.
What?
It was
Fine.
it was our
Just a
first year
bus.
in Bermuda, and
Never killed anybody.
there was a bus terminal. They've actually changed it since I've been, where it's an island in the middle, and buses come up one side or down the other. So I'm crossing to go to school. I don't know why I didn't bother to look that way, because the buses come from that way, but just it's established it's Bermuda. The speed limit is 24 kilometers an hour. So even if I get hit, it's not going to be, you're not going to be dead unless you're a complete moron. And I apologize to anybody who may have lost anybody like that.
Not like in Meet Joe
Very
Black.
tragic. Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm walking along, and this bus just comes along, and bam! Didn't even fall over. Didn't even feel it. And I'm like, okay, I have to go to school. And the bus driver gets out, and he's like, no, you need to come in here. And they took me in this little room in the middle of the island. And it's got like a couple windows, and people are kind of looking in.
Who got hit?
And they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yes, I'm fine. I need to go to school. I have work to do and all this stuff." And finally,
So responsible.
I know, it's disgusting.
Such a good
I'm like,
student.
day off.
I need to go home.
And there's this rather
With ice
large woman looking at me through the window. She's like, "You okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine." She's like, "No, you're not." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And then the bus driver comes in and says, "Oh, the ambulance is here. Let's go." And I'm like, "Okay." And on the way out, they have this little shaving mirror on the back of the door. And I finally got to look at my reflection. And this whole side of my face is just swollen out to here. And I'm like, okay, I need to go to the hospital now.
Then it sets in.
Yeah. But by the time we got to the hospital, the doctor checked me out and said it was fine. My mom and her sister shows up because my aunt was down visiting, and they are in a panic because all they got was a phone call from the hospital saying your son has been hit by a bus.
Yeah.
That's all. I was fine. I was like, let's go home.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hit by a bus.
Oh man.
He's fine. He's got a freezy.
Yeah. So
yeah.
was it just swollen or was anything broken?
Nothing was broken. I have
Really?
yet to break a single bone.
Wow. That's
Nice, me too. I
some good
fractured
luck.
one, but
Me too.
Yeah,
now I
but
feel like we need shots or something.
Yeah. Party to that.
let's fix that. But yeah, so those are my goofy stories.
Very
Right.
good stories. Yeah.
I got tons of them.
Icelandic
Yep.
prince hit by a bus.
Hit by a bus.
Almost fell off a
We've
cliff.
covered all the
Good
all the
stories
corners
today,
tonight. Yeah. We got that.
I have cats.
And she sings too.
They love it.
As far as you
Scratched
know.
up. Yeah. Maybe that's what Jack was trying to tell me today.
All right, now to wrap it up, where else can we find you? I mean, you've got listeners just started. They've just aired episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got at least, 10 more episodes? 8 more episodes.
They do 13.
13. So
Nice.
about
Good.
Yeah.
11 more
11.
episodes then.
11 more.
So 11 more episodes of you on screen, which is
Yeah.
great while you're out there just kind of relaxing and getting your foot in the other doors,
Yes.
which should not be a problem.
No.
No. Hanging out in Niagara.
Yeah, out in Niagara.
Now, we've got your Twitter address up, but
Mhm.
where else can people find you or learn more about you?
I have a website, www.nataliekrill.com. What else? That's about it. That would be it.
You can find me in Niagara.
Yeah.
And of course, she is rocking some listener swag this evening.
I know. I was like,
I know.
when he said
I'm a
it
little
was-
jealous of the
when
hoodie
he
because we
said it
got the
was
Murdoch
casual, I was
ones.
like, well, I know what I'm gonna wear. My new favorite sweater.
Yeah, I've got my Murdoch one over there just in case.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. This is-
Mine's at home.
Mine's it's the same. Yeah, it's the same except my Shaftesbury is like right there instead.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's a darker gray,
Yeah,
I think,
it's a
more of a
darker
heavy
gray.
gray.
Oh, cool.
Oh, see?
Shaftesbury is awesome, and they look after us really well. We love you, Shaftesbury.
And we would love a listener hoodie.
Yes.
We love you, but
a little more love. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I just gotta ask because
Yeah.
we know that you were shooting on stage 11 over at Pinewood.
Mhm.
Did you bump into Guillermo del Toro at all?
No.
Man.
He's there somewhere.
He is. He's like what's that?
He's got the Strain and the Haunted Peak shooting there.
Yeah.
Which means he really just needs to move to Toronto.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just
He should. He
call
should
it a
just
day.
set up shop here.
I
He
mean,
and Romero can hang out together.
they could make a movie together. That'd be sweet.
Can you imagine that?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Can actually.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
I would lose my mind.
That'd be
It'd be
so
so
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
You can totally
Yeah, I
just
haven't
take
bumped
him
into
for-
anybody yet who's actually seen him down there.
No.
So okay. I mean, except for the people on the Strain.
Yeah.
Yeah, people that are working with him.
Which that posting is coming up very soon in July to tie in with the premiere of the episode. We had a set visit and got to interview some of the cast, so watch for that.
Awesome.
That's a little plug. It is plugged
It
in.
was a good one.
I like you.
That was a good one. I'm like, I don't know what. I'm tired all of a sudden.
Smooth, guys. Really
This is great.
smooth.
Natalie, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Told you would have fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
And Lindsay, of course, thank you for finding time to get in. It was muchly appreciated. And I can't believe we came to you live tonight and I didn't freeze up like even once. So.
Perfect.
Because we were
Talk.
practicing for like a half hour before
True.
we got going.
So Sue, that was it. We did it. Again, we're awesome.
Yay.
So come back probably next week, maybe the week after, but we might have a Defiance guest on. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you and good night.